we are back. So, last we left off, the Fellowship has found themselves in the underway tunnels on their way to Bretonia. They've survived several encounters with the infamous now Big Chappas, the greenskin tribe that has taken over this section of the underway, and are in pursuit. Actively in pursuit, as you decided to make haste, not thinking that hiding would be a better option. In so doing, you were discovered by a goblin scouting group. Several arrows were loosed in your direction from a considerable distance, none of them finding their mark with their shoddy bows and their poor aim. However, as you made it past this somewhat ambush, you made it to the crest of a shattered dwarven ancestors god's statue. And atop this hill, you look down at the underway further in the direction you need to go and notice a collection of tents and a large bonfire that had been erected, and swollen, muscular, green figures with large tusks and even bigger weapons that noticed the bellowing and the screams and glanced up at you, made eye contact, and began charging, screaming like madmen, or mad orcs in this matter, as they are most definitely orcs, greenskins. You count at least 20 orcs charging up this hill towards you. Now, I will say, the bottom of the hill is about 100 feet. It's going to take some time for them to get to you. Behind you, you have goblins. From what you can tell, Bragadine specifically, as you were the furthest behind, you can tell there's at least 4 or 5 goblins behind you, scattered about in the area. They're not clustered together. The orcs, on the other hand, are clustering and charging as much as they can, just mindlessly in your direction, screaming. Some of the orcs are bigger than others. In fact, it looks like 3 of them are significantly taller, maybe a foot or so taller, and they have more thick plate-like armor attached to their bodies. And there's one massive orc. He looks to be at least 9 feet tall, maybe 10 feet tall. And he has a very ornate headpiece on. And he is carrying what looks like they took a tree and just kind of splintered one end of it. And he's wielding it like a spear with the leaves still attached on one side. And in his other hand, he's got a giant cleaver that should be wielded with 2 hands. But because he is who he is, he can wield it in 1. And he is also bellowing and charging behind his boys as they cover the distance in your direction. Further back into the camp, Seamus, you would see another greenskin in odd garb about his person. It looks like a lot of necklaces and chimes and just random shit dangling off of him. And he's got a big wooden staff. And he is currently shaking it in the air and dancing back and forth on 2 feet. Saying something about Gork and Mork. I'm not sure what that's going on. And his eyes are glowing ethereal green. And he is further back in the camp. He's going to be about 120 feet from you. But that is the scene as it's laid forth. I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Oh, crap. There goes my dice.
Marius rolled a 7.
Yes, Marius. Fuck yes. Please go last.
I roll.
Son of a bitch. I rolled a 5.
Yes. Oh, even better.
I rolled a 1.
All right, and
I rolled a 9.
Bragadine with the 9. Oh yes. 9's not very high, but it's the highest you 3 got.
Nope.
So, unfortunately for you, the gobos behind you begin scrambling up the hill, and they're spread out to the point where it's going to be difficult to pin them all down at once. And they've got really shitty bows, and they're going to loose arrows at the 4 of you, as there are 4 targets, as I also rolled initiative for your wounded dwarven companion. Let's see how long he lasts. Okay.
I know you named him.
And okay. So they each and 4 arrows just sail over the top of all of you, just nowhere close, way over the top. Oh, aim lower, you blasted fools! You shut your mouth! And then he unlooses a arrow at his companion and sticks it through the gobbo's throat. And he tumbles and and the arrows, you notice as they launch over the top of you, you look up and they and one of them just plants square in the forehead of one of the charging orcs. And he stumbles for just a moment before he face plants into the gravel. And yeah, that's the gobbo's turns. What did you ask, Marius?
I just said, damn it.
I know, it's impressive.
That's crazy.
Already casualties. I love it. So it's at this point we have got the orcs charging up the hill. They cover 40 feet as this massive amount of bodies just clambering up the hill towards the 3 of you. So you are now 80 feet from the orcs, all of you. And then we end up with Bragadine Benot. What are you doing in this moment, Bragadine?
I pull up my sword and I raise my shield and I say, "We need to move. We're going to get trampled."
And what are you doing?
I guess keep heading in the direction that we were heading.
Okay, that is in the direction of the orcs.
Yep.
Are you going to
I thought
countercharge
they were down the hill.
the orcs?
Oh no, yes. Maybe if I was on a horse with a lance. I pull back and kind of ready myself and shout, "Marius, what do we do?"
I will allow you to spawn, Marius. You can respond.
Oh, okay. This is a two-way. This is just a straight tunnel, right? There's no offshoot, right?
But there's offshoot tunnels around here. I mean, this is it's a massive tunnel. You're in the center. These orcs are charging up at you. There's plenty of room to maneuver. Just know that we are an initiative count, so you will be chased whichever direction you choose.
Yeah. Are we
Can I look
close
for an
enough
exit?
to
An
a
escape
tunnel?
You are towards the center due to Bragadine's horrible fail. So the edges of this tunnel are pretty far. You're looking at least 150, 200 feet on each side. It's going to take you several turns running to get to one of the edges.
Looks like we're fighting. No.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
All right, Bragadine.
All right.
You've been given your response. What would you like to do with your action?
The orcs are in front of me. The gobbles are behind us.
Behind you, yes. And the gobos are about 50 feet behind you guys.
All right. I am... Fuck. I will ready my shield and sword. And I will move to stand beside Marius and Rory.
All right.
Ready my shield and sword.
All right. You ready your shield. Give it a little smack. Trying to steal your nerves as you begin to shake a little bit. But you might make it through this. Who knows? Miracles can happen. If the lady wills
Rangeable
it.
lady.
Exactly. That brings us to Mr. Wolf, Marius. It is now your turn.
Do I still have Rory on my back?
It's up to you. Do you have him slung over your shoulder? Because if you do, it's going to be hard to fight.
Yeah. I'm gonna set him down.
Okay.
Kind of plop him down.
I'll let you kind of slough him off, and he kind of stumbles and kind of falls on his ass. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. Get ready, Rory. And I'm assuming I'm pretty close to Seamus. So as my action, you said they're 80 feet away.
Yes, 80 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna hand Seamus one of my grenades.
Okay, you hand him one.
Action,
Okay.
and ready one myself, and just say, "Wait till they're in range, Seamus. And give him a taste of this."
Give him a taste of this. The grenades you've never used.
Yeah. Never used them. We'll see how they
let's
go.
see. Let's hope and pray they work the way you hope they work. So yes,
I hope
you
so
hand
too, but...
you hand one to Seamus. You hold one in your hand. All right.
Because it's a strength bonus range, right?
Yes, that is the
close
range.
to it?
Is your whatever your strength
Okay.
bonus is your maximum range.
Okay.
So yes.
Yeah. So that's my turn.
All right. That brings us to Mr. McCready.
All right. The orcs are not in range, correct? They are still 40 feet away.
The orcs are at 80 feet. Further back,
80 feet? Okay.
120 feet, is the gibbering shaman in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And then behind you, you have, it looks like only 3 gobos now, since one of them is dead. 3 goblins behind you that are currently infighting, and they are 50 feet.
Could I move up 20 feet so I'm within 100 feet of that shaman and
Yes.
then shoot him and then back up 20 feet?
Are you going to be using your
Is that
Thunderer?
possible? Yeah, I use a Thunderer because the range is
Okay.
100 feet on that.
Yes. So you could do that. You could kind of do like a little bit of a slide down. Now this is like rubble, so it's difficult to climb up. It's not hard to climb down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I can stay there too if it's too
Okay.
difficult of a
well,
thing. I can just move
probably
up my
going to
20 feet
say
and shoot him.
essentially I'm going to make it kind of like difficult terrain. So without an action to go back up, you'll only be able to cover half the distance. So it'd be 10 feet back up, if you care.
All right. I will then slide down and pop a shot at that shaman because
Make me a shot.
I've experienced. I have flashbacks of those monks.
Yes.
That's pretty good. That is a 35 out of 76.
Jeez. How much damage is it? Oh my god.
All right, so
Don't
let's
you
do some
dare.
math here. The Thunder requires a lot of math.
It does. There's a lot of math in it.
So that's 10 plus 3 success levels. Plus precise, so that should be 4 success levels.
Yes. So you're looking at 14 so far.
And if impactful matters.
Yes, it does.
on
So
this
that's
guy.
an extra 5.
Okay.
So that's at 19.
All right. So that should be 19.
Okay. So 19. Let me do the Jesus.
And then I have an idea for a free action.
Yeah,
when we
well,
get done.
you level the Thunderer and you light the pull back the hammer. Boom! The shot rings out, and the dancing shaman just massive hole opens up in his chest. It's huge.
Yes.
I mean, it's a massive hole, And when it does, it let's see here. It spins him around. Actually, it takes him in his right shoulder. Excuse me, not his chest, but kind of in that area. And his arm detaches from its body.
Oh.
The arm holding the staff just falls down, and he's still dancing. And it takes him a second before he looks at the wound and the arm laying there, and then grabs a hold of it and begins thrashing around. He looks incapacitated and probably dying.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice shot.
Good shot is all I can say.
1 in a million, kid.
Are you going to attempt to scramble back up?
No, if you let me for my free action, can I pull the sword and rub the red powder on myself?
I will let you pull the sword, but not the powder yet. That'll be your next free action on your next turn.
All right, so then I will pull the sword and assume like a heroic stance and stand my ground.
All right, I'm going to allow you to pull the sword and thrust. Well, here's the thing. If you pull the sword, you're holding a massive two-handed weapon. Are you going to drop it, or are you going to want to throw it over your shoulder?
I'll throw it over my shoulder.
Okay, in that case, I'll let you pull the sword next turn. So, yeah, we'll use your free action to stow your Thunderer because it's so big. But yes, you'll be able to do all of that your next turn. So, regardless.
Yes.
You stow the Thunderer. That is the end of your turn. That brings us to the top of the round as the foul orc begin scrambling up, unhindered by the massive blast that rain out. They are in a rage, a frenzy of sorts, frothing at the mouth, desperate to get to the four of you. They cover another 40 feet, so that puts them within 30 feet of Mr. McCready, and then 40 feet to the rest of you. But unfortunately, that's all they can do. Then, that brings us to the Gobos. There's 3 Gobos left. And let's see here. Yep, they're fighting with each other still. You did at the Glod! And then they launch another arrow at each other. Takes one in the throat. And he stumbles down. The one that shot the last one kind of... And then he glances up at the 3 of you that are somewhat close, and he's going to take a random shot. Oh, the way he misses real bad. Just... way over all of you, just way over your heads. You have no idea where it's going to end up. And he, stupid bow! He throws it on the ground. That's going to be the end of their turn. That brings us to Bragadine Bonneau. Michaud Bonneau. The foul orc.
How far are the goblins from me?
The goblins are 50 feet. There's only 2 left.
40 feet of me, but the goblins?
No, the goblins are 50 feet. 2 of them left. The orcs are 40 feet.
All right.
There's a lot of them.
How far can I charge?
You can move.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the goblins.
You can only.
How far can I charge?
Your max movement is 40 feet. You get a charge if you cover more than half your movement. All right. I'm back. Sorry, Bragadine. Continue.
Bragadine is going to run about 20 feet towards the Gobos and prepare himself to attack them next turn.
Okay. So you begin charging down. Yeah, go ahead.
Not the orcs, but the goblins behind us in the tunnel, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I'll shout, I've got the rear.
Indeed.
I will take care of these 2.
Indeed, you do.
Oh,
You definitely got
yeah.
that
Should
rear.
have been at the Silken Canary.
Oh, you got the rear. You begin charging down. Now, the archers are spaced out enough that you're going to be able to probably get a hold of one of them, if they don't scamper away. But they're spaced out enough that you're not going to be able to just reach both of them in one turn. So keep that in mind. But they see you coming in, the one that shot the arrow just way over your head immediately. And looks like he's going to attempt to run from you. But yes, that happens. That brings us to Marius Wolf.
All right. How far are they from me right now?
40 feet to the
I'm gonna.
slathering horde. Seamus is 10 feet in front of you. Further down the
I'm
hill,
gonna-
and he's got that look in his eye.
The crazy look. I'm gonna toss I'm gonna toss my grenade.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d4
All right.
first.
One.
You did not roll a 1.
I did. D4. 1.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your ballistic skill roll. We'll see how this goes.
All right. That's a 17 out of 33.
Okay. I will have you remember, Marius, that these are experimental weapons. Never used them before. You grab a hold of the small cylinder. It's about the size of a baseball. It fits in the palm of your hand, and there's a kind of like a, not necessarily a pin, but there's some kind of mechanism that sparks inside of this. You click it and it sparks, and you move to throw it, and just something's just not right with it as it comes moving from your hand. It gets about 5 feet from you and then detonates in the air. Let's see here. Luckily, Bragadine's behind you, but everyone else is within the blast radius. So let's rack up the damage here. How many success levels was that, Marius?
1.
Okay, thank God. Let's see here. Everyone is going to take, besides Bragadine, now mind you, everyone is going to take 13 wounds. As the grenade detonates and engulfs the three of you in shrapnel and flames.
Can I do my toughness bonus?
Yes, you can subtract your toughness bonus, and I will allow you to subtract your highest armor on it.
Oh, whew, thank you. That just cut me in half.
As it detonates near you. Oh, yes. Yes, I love it so much. Ah, yeah. That felt good. I'm not
That
gonna lie.
didn't feel good. That hurt.
So as it detonates, let's roll for this though. They're too stupid. They're too stupid to care. They're in a frenzy. The orcs are still coming. A couple of them kind of, but as this thing detonates out, some of the rocks underneath begin to slip loose and almost making like a, not really a full-on like avalanche situation, but there's just some rocks stumbling down. It's probably going to hamper some movement for some of the orcs. And you are blown off your feet, Marius, because you were so close. You are currently prone. And just littered with debris and burns.
This is backfired. Talk about blowing up in your face.
Yes.
Ooh, good one.
Oh, so Marius, you still have your movement and your free action.
Well, I guess I'll get up.
Your ears are raining, and you're as you sit up.
Well, thanks, Sigma. And grab my pick and just get ready, you know.
Okay, grab your pick and get ready.
Yeah.
Okay, it's at this point, Marius, that you look down, and Rory is littered with debris, and there's a large piece of shrapnel from the grenade that's just sticking out of his jugular, and it's just, and he's like,
Oh no. Oh no.
Jesus.
Yes.
So yeah, there's that.
Oh, Marius killed an ally.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That brings us to Seamus. What would you like to do, Seamus?
Well, from this loud explosion I heard and the shrapnel I just pierced all through my back. I was like, bloody fuck was that? And pull the sword and hopefully douse myself in this red powder.
Okay. You take the powder and begin smearing it across your eyes like Mother Inga told you to. You begin real quick. That'll be your free action to do that. I need you to make me a cool test, Seamus.
Oh, yes. Hopefully I fail this in rage. That's a 44 out of 49.
Okay, Seamus, you feel a pulse as soon as the last of the red smears across your face, and you feel a tingling sensation walk down your skin, and your eyes glaze over red, but then they don't, it's not quite as deep of a red as it should be, and you don't lose control of yourself. However, your muscles are tense and tight.
Yes.
And you go into a controlled frenzy. As you and you begin running down the hill toward the closest orc. I need you to make 2 melee attacks against them, please.
Yes. All right. The first one is a 28 out of 70.
Okay, easily. You. How many levels? How much damage is that?
So does my strength bonus increase at all?
It does not.
Okay, so 7.
You do get a plus. You get a bonus success level on this though.
So then that brings it up to 12.
Okay, 12 wounds. Okay, as you carve through the right arm of the nearest orc as you countercharge it, and it flinches back as the green, thick, like dark green blood begins spewing out of the deep cut in its arm. You regain a wound as it siphons off some of its soul, and then I need you to make me another attack.
Second attack is a 9 out of 80.
Okay. This time, Seamus, after carving it, it kind of stumbles forward, and you take its head clean off as it.
Yes.
And as it does, Seamus, you feel another pulse through your body, different from the red vision you have, and you feel a tingling sensation as the skull mask on your face begins to grow eerily cold. It seems like something is being kept at bay, but you do regain another wound.
It's gonna. I only get one momentum for those attacks, right?
Yes, you just get one.
Okay. All right.
But you
Well, after I chop his head off, I'll probably just like, just super roided out right now.
Yes, indeed. So, okay, that is the end of Seamus's turn. As you are now in the thick of it, Seamus. It is now... Okay, at this point... Oh, Jesus. It is now the orcs' turns. There's a lot of them. You're going... There's a lot of them. Seamus, I need you to defend yourself.
All right. Yeah. That's just weapon skill, right?
Yes. And these creatures are big, but they're not considered large creatures. They are hulking muscle monstrosities, though.
That is a 43 out of 65.
Okay, yeah, you battered aside one. I need you to make me another one.
That one is a 40 out of... If I get a success level, it'll be a 40 out of...
Yes, you do.
7... Wait.
40 out of 70?
40 out of 75.
Okay.
75.
Yeah, once again, lucky you. They're beginning to surround you, and they're starting to get bonuses to chop you to pieces as they're getting around you, but you managed to clink away a second massive cleaver. Yeah. I need you to defend yourself one more time.
I'm a whirling dervish. That one is a 50 out of 75.
Okay.
Unless I get another success level.
Yep, you do. And once again, you parry aside a third cleaver, haphazardly swung in your direction. As you... Marius, multiple orcs begin converging on you. I need you to defend yourself, Marius. 3 times, in fact.
Ooh, gee. Uh, 28 out of 70.
Okay, the first one you catch it on the haft of your pick and then toss him aside. Next.
$48 out of 80.
It was close, but you got it. Barely. As you barely come down and sweep the pick across, knocking a large cleaver aside. The orc stumbles past you. And the last.
That is a 30 out of 90, which is also crit.
Yes, it is. How much damage is that?
30 out of 90. 6... 18.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
The third orc, seeing the other two you patter aside, and he moves in with a lunge, and as he does, you just bring the pick down on top of his head. His entire skull implodes on the bottom, and he hits into the ground before you, begins rolling backwards. The other orcs, now eager to scramble over his corpse in your direction. But that is the end of that round. Except, Marius, you do see another orc, another orc converge on your downed friend who's bleeding out. And brings a meaty cleaver down as he can't defend himself because he's bleeding out right now, and just it gets stuck in the dwarf's skull, and it splits it in two, and the cleaver's just stuck all the way down to the jawbone, just meaty, and he's like and as he pulls up, the entire body of the dwarf is held on this cleaver as he kind of flips it around and throws it down the backside of the hill that you're on. He's definitely dead now, if he wasn't before.
Or Rory Gunderson, I just wrote his name down.
Rest in peace, Rory Gunderson.
You killed him.
Alright. That is the end of the orc turn currently. There is, of course, more to come. However, it is now the Gobbo's turn. And the Gobbo that you're charging, Bracketing, as you say this, you hear a detonation behind you. You're like, oh! And the one you're charging goes, and then turns around and just begins sprinting as far as it can. While the one off to your right plinks an arrow at your feet, just, and as he sees you, his eye, as you glance over at him, his eyes, and he takes off as fast as he can in the opposite direction. And that's the end of their turn. So that brings us to Monsieur Benoit.
I skid to a halt. Sounds like Marius already dealt with those greenskins. And turn around and see, am I within range where I could charge there? They're like probably just 20 feet behind me, right?
They're at the top, but you can make it up there. You can see massive greenskin bodies beginning to pile up there. One of them, however, is past Marius. It's one that he plinked away and is kind of charging down in your direction. He's about 35 feet from you. You're downhill, unfortunately.
Infilade. I don't want to do that.
However, I will allow you to give me an athletics test if you want to cover the full distance and still make an attack. If you fail it, well, let's just hope you don't fail it. If you want to do it.
I got like a 1 in 3 chance. So we're but it'll be so much fun. All right.
You can move 20 feet up,
all right,
though.
We'll try. Okay. Or if I want to charge him into combat, I got to pass an athletics test.
Yes.
21 out of 33.
Damn it, man, you bastard.
Yes.
Okay.
1 level of success.
So you managed to kind of dig down deep and begin charging up. And I mean, charging uphill is not easy. It isn't. But you put your shield up and go ahead and make me an attack, and you can give yourself a charge, so a +10 on this. As the orc spins around, kind of like, huh? Seeing this small man charging up the hill towards him.
Barely. I rolled a 64 out of 67.
It's good enough, as he's got just one giant, meaty cleaver in his hand. And he's completely taken off guard. As you stab it into his like lower abdomen. How much damage is that?
8.
That's it?
It's sword +4 and then my strength bonus, right? And then it's only 1 level. It's not even a level. It's a success.
Yeah, exactly.
8,
So here's what happens, Braggadine. And you stab into the orc, and it pierces about 2 inches into his skin. And the muscles are rock hard, and he looks down at you and goes, puny little man. And that's the end of your turn. Braggadine, as your sword is stuck in this orc.
Boy.
Marius Wolf, it's now your turn. You're engaged with 3 orcs, and they're beginning to swarm around you.
Ooh, fun. I will attack one that is close to me, I guess.
Okay.
If the one that killed Rory is in my melee range, I'll attack him.
Yeah, he is. That's one of the 3 that's within range of you now.
Okay, I'll attack him then.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Just because. That's a 26 out of 100.
God damn it! How much damage is it?
Let me think. That's 7. That's 19. 19 points of damage. Plus armor piercing if...
Yes, it
is armor.
That comes into play. How would you like to do this?
Dumb green bastard! And just crack him, I guess, on the side of the head while he's celebrating killing Roy.
Yeah, exactly. He's celebrating, throwing the orc down, the dwarf down, and you and as you do, blah, his head goes to the side, kind of cranks around at an odd angle, and he stumbles down, stone cold dead in one hit.
I don't know if this applies. I do have infighting. Just keep that in mind. I guess if they have long range weapons. So.
Yes, these are not considered long range, but yes, I remember.
Okay. And that's probably just gonna sit here killing orcs.
Got it. Okay. So you smack one to the side, and it's unusual, Marius, as you kill one of these orcs, where usually you begin to see fear. Now you see nothing but almost glee. Excitement, indeed, as many of these other green-skinned brutes, these muscle-bound monstrosities, begin clambering over the other corpses towards you. That brings us to Seamus McCready. It's your turn.
Oh, yeah. We're just going to keep hacking and slashing.
Hack and slash away.
That's a 33 out of 90.
Okay. What's the damage?
All right. Let's see. 7. Actually, that's out of 100. So 30. 8. 15.
That is enough. As you slash outward, you cleave through one of these orcs, through his stomach region. In your frenzy that you're in currently, your strikes are much more potent, and you easily slice in. You don't get all the way through the creature because it's just so meaty. It's almost like slicing into a damn tree trunk. But somehow your blade carries through. And as you do, the creature begins to pull at its open guts as they spill out. And then it just slumps backwards, rolling back down the hill. Dead. You can regain another wound, and you get another attack because you are currently in your frenzy.
I'm getting back from what Marius did to me. Second attack is that's a 63 out of 110.
Okay, so have you done 6 levels of success yet? Have you hit? I mean, 6. Have you hit 6 momentum?
If this attack hits, it'll make me at 6. I'm at 5 right now.
Just making sure. Okay. All right. So that was one dead. Let me make sure I mark that down.
Oh yeah, I gotta make my own body count.
Okay.
3 orcs killed by Seamus.
Unfortunately, Seamus, as you lash out towards this one, you notice the last second this one's bigger than the other ones you've been fighting. And he has 2 big choppas in each hand, and he's also got thick black plate armor that's been hammered into his massive form, and he stands about 8.5, 9 feet tall. And you slice forward, and he catches your blade on his arm, on his wrist guard, and it doesn't even penetrate it. It sticks into the metal, and he pushes it to the side with a grunt. You've lost all your momentum. No. An angry orc is staring down at you.
Damn. What did he roll? Did he crit?
He didn't need to crit.
Oh.
You had, yep.
And that was a 63 out of 110.
I know.
Damn
I know it was.
This is where Seamus dies.
I know. So, that is the end of your turn, Mr. McCready. And now it's the orc's turn. And the large orc in front of you, the biggin, as it might be. Don't see what all the fuss about. And then he's going to bring his giant cleaver down and try to split you in two. So I need you to either dodge this, or you can attempt to parry this. He's not considered a large creature.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to parry because it's higher.
Okay.
Hold up. I could be wrong about this, but I think my sword can do something about that. Ooh, shit, yeah, that's a 33. Another one.
I rolled the same thing.
Oh, damn!
Oh,
However, I always give it to you guys whenever we
we
both
love you
crit.
for it.
So it's going to be a wash. So as he brings it down, you manage to just barely, in your frenzy as it is, you're able to catch a hold of the blade. And he's strong, much stronger than you, Seamus. But you manage to push it to the side as it slams into the ground next to you, and big hunks of masonry begin to fly out against some of the other nearby greenskin. And he hefts it once again, and he's going to try to take your leg out from underneath you because he gets 2 attacks.
All right. Ooh, that's a 21 out of 45.
Okay. This time, Seamus, and it looks like he's going for your legs, but then he pivots on his thigh, and the cleaver sings upwards and catches you in your left arm. Bites in towards the bicep as it pulls through, dealing 12 wounds. As he pulls through your arm, it kind of sends you on a spin. Are you still standing, Seamus?
Yes, because that only negates my toughness bonus. Yeah, I'm still standing either way.
Okay, all right. You don't have any armor on your arms?
I
think you do.
Just the boiled leather and the chainmail.
Oh, that's right. You don't. Okay, yeah, you just have the chain shirt and the boiled leather. So yeah, it actually bites into the meat and pulls it to the side, and he. And as you stumble to the side, the other orc that was engaged on you, just the regular orc, is going to try to kill you now. So I need you to defend yourself again, Seamus.
All right. Let me do that. That is a 34 out of 45.
Okay, this time you manage to get the strike up in time to deflect another blow. All right. Marius, as you were just downing orcs left and right, Seamus is taken his fair share of body counts, but apparently he has recently stumbled. And a large hulking monstrosity, boom, boom, 10 feet tall, covered in black plate mail. Sees you engaged at the top, Marius, and quickly bellows out in your direction a war cry, as it was. And as he does, one of the other orcs looks back, goes, huh? As this massive foot steps down and crushes him underneath. And then he flails a hand out and slaps 2 orcs to the side. Bah! He Azooks! And he charges at you, Marius. I need you to either dodge or try to defend yourself.
Is he a large creature?
He's a large creature. Is he? Boom, boom, boom.
I'm gonna dodge.
Okay, go ahead
I
and
can
make
use my
me a dodge
success
roll.
rolls, right?
You can use your, yes. If you're making a dodge, you can use your momentum.
Momentum. Yeah, cool. That is a 38 out of... Sorry, let me do some math here. 81.
How many success levels is that?
4.
You tie.
Oh.
But I always give it to you guys on tie. I always do. So, unfortunately for him, he's got his Bigsticka. This giant, looks like a tree that has been filed into some kind of grotesque lance / spear for him. Because he can wield it in one hand as he plunges it towards you, and you manage to skim to the side. A rogue branch smacks you across the face in doing so.
Oh.
I need you to defend yourself one more time, except for now you have a -10 to do so.
Okay. Do I have my momentum still or no?
You still have your momentum, just subtract 10.
Subtract 10. Okay. That's an 11 out of 81. Or no, 71.
Be honest. Were you dodging, or were you going to use your pick?
I'm assuming if he was a large creature, I'm dodging.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you still, damn it! I still want to give you some kind of damage on this. Fuck it. What's your pick damage on this?
if it was an
All right.
attack, it would
Yeah,
be
exactly.
Let me see. Sorry. That would be 22 plus armor piercing.
Okay. Roll me a D100. We'll see where it hits.
All right. 61.
61. Okay, that's the body. So as the giant lance / Bigsticka plows past you, the other the big cleaver, the big choppa comes sailing down toward you, and as it does, you have just enough time to bring Drangizan up underhanded, and you stick into his chest. Unfortunately, you just barely pierce through the armor as he sacrifices a piece of his armor to keep the critical hit from going through completely. Still takes damage as you rend a chunk free from his chest. So his chest plate is weakened. He looks pretty damn hurt, not gonna lie. As you pull it free. But he is still very much standing. And that's all he is. He kind of stumbles back, like, looking down at the ruined mail. Bah! That's the end of his turn. But he looks pretty damn hurt. So yeah, there's that. That brings us to our last orc, facing Mr. Bonneau. Bracketing. There's an orc. Your sword is barely stuck in its flesh, and you're and he's just gonna pummel you across the head. I need you to defend yourself, Bracketing.
Oh, it's good. 16 out of 57, 67. 16 out of 67. So 5 levels of success.
Okay. Let's see. Brings he was bringing just the pommel of his cleaver down on your head. You put your shield up and it slides off to the side. He's strong as hell, but you manage to and still manage to keep your grip on your sword, even though you can't pull it free yet. As he and you're starting to, both of you kind of stumble down the side of this mountain. I'm going to say you skid another 5 feet down this little hill that you're on.
Okay.
And that is it for the orc's turn. The goblins are nowhere to be seen. Braggadine might have chased them away.
Arr.
That brings us to Monsieur Bonneau. It is your turn.
All right. So I'll have to use an action to pull my sword free?
I will need you to give me a strength check, and this will not be an action. This is just to see if you can pull it out of his body or not.
Okay. Nope.
What is it?
92 out of 42. Oh, out of 45.
So you ineffectually. Now, if you want, you can make me an action to pull it free, or you can try to do something else. It's up to you.
I'll do an action to pull it free.
Okay, go ahead and make me another roll.
Just a strength check again?
Yes,
Okay.
same thing.
No. 59 out of 45.
I forgot to tell you had a plus 10 on this, so it actually does pull free.
Yay.
Yeah, because you just did one test. So, yes. You managed to lance it free. He's squared up with you currently. But that's probably going to be it for you, Monsieur Benoit. You also lose 1 point of momentum.
All right.
All right.
But I still have the other point, right?
Yes, you do. You still have one. You just lose one.
Cool. All right. I'm going to kill this guy.
All right. That is the end of Bragadine's turn. That brings us to Mr. Wolf. You have Azuk in front of you in all his glory, still engaged. And then you also have, it looks like 2 more orcs have joined the fray against you.
You said Azuk looks.
He looks hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Tender?
He looks hurt. He does.
Okay.
He's bleeding. There's thick green blood spilling out of the hole that you made in his armor.
Can I make a targeted attack towards his chest?
Sure. At a minus
Is that
20.
something I can do? Okay. I will do so.
Okay.
Try that. That's a 25 out of. That would be 100.
At minus 20, it's at 100?
Damn.
Yeah, I'm at 5 advances right now.
Oh my god.
So that puts me at 120. And so it's out of
Yep.
100.
Yep. So, I failed this roll big time. So it punches through.
Nice.
No, I failed
If
miserably on it.
if it's considered infighting rules, it's plus 10.
Yes, for this it would be. For against when you're attacking against him, it would be.
Okay.
In this moment. So
that'd be
Yeah.
110 and 25.
yeah,
That'd
what's
be,
the total damage here?
20
Okay. You
plus armor piercing.
Yeah, exactly. And you cleave into the chest and close, not quite in the same area as you punch through the mail. He stumbles back as you pull the pick free. Thick green blood just sprays across your face, Marius, and you're blinded for a moment. You shake it off, and Azuk is still standing.
Whew. All right, well.
He looks
that's-
hurt bad, and he's clutching at his chest, but he gets enraged, Marius. And because you have enraged Azuk, he is going to try to kill you again immediately. I need you to defend yourself.
Okay. Question. What do I minus if I roll defense for a large creature?
Minus 20 to use your pick.
Use my pick. Okay.
If you dodge, there's no minus.
Oh, okay. Well, it'd actually be better to use my pick. So I'm going to use my pick.
Okay.
That is a 41 out of 110.
My God. Okay. He lashes out towards you, and you just catch the blade on your pick. You hold it out and catch it. And he... I guess he's weakened because he can't press any further.
Mm.
Is that the end of your turn, Marius?
Well, yes. Yeah, I mean, as long as he's not attacking anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's
Okay.
all he can
Yeah.
do currently. That brings us to Seamus. Seamus McCready.
Yeah.
You are currently facing a biggin, as well as a small collection of regular orcs.
Well, I guess I'll attack the big boy.
Go ahead and give me an attack.
Hopefully, if he dies, the rest will go. Ooh, that is a 2 out of 70.
Nice.
Okay. All right. That is going to be a hit. How much damage?
Let's see, that's 6. 13, I believe.
13 wounds as you carve towards the head, and you actually nick some of the exposed jaw that's jutting out from this too small helmet that's been hammered onto his head. As you carve into it, you regain a wound. He looks kind of hurt. Not too bad, though.
You know, I got that wound back.
You did. You got another attack as well.
Oh, that's right. Gonna burn a fortune point on that.
Oh.
And this one is also bad. That is going to be a 50 out of 70.
That's more than enough, as I miserably
Oof, all
fail
right.
my defense roll. As you carve into the chest, how much damage is that?
70. 9, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. You regain another wound as you siphon off more as you're starting to carve into this orc, but he's still standing firm and tall, unhindered by the massive damage you've been inflicting on him. Is that end your turn, Chance?
That's it for me.
Okay. That brings us to the top of the round with the orcs. So as soon as we begin, let's see here. We're going to have... Yep, he's going first. Azuk Bigsticka is going to try to kill you, Marius, one last time, I'm sure.
Oh, gee. All right.
As he bellows out, as he tries to cleave your head from your shoulders, Azuk the biggest, Azuk the baddest.
Is he using his spear?
He's using his cleaver.
Okay. So I don't get the +10 infighting?
No, not for the cleaver.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna re-roll. That was a bad one. Bad. That is a 44, sir, out of 120. No, sorry, 110.
I wish you could see the rage right now.
We could hear it. We can hear it.
How would you like to do this, you bastard?
I like to I like to just kind of like, I guess if he's like doing like a swing at me, I'm gonna try to duck underneath and just like take my pick and like slam it into his knee and try to lay him low, and then just pull up my pick one more time and just slam it down on top of his head.
Yep. You take out the knee as he stumbles forward, And and as he does, his head is now level with your chest, and you straight through.
Ooh, I want to say I'm better. And
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh,
Blast him.
yes. Yes, it pierces straight through his skull. All the light in his eyes goes glassy and white as he falls. And as he does, there's this proverbial thud. And the smaller orcs that can see this happen begin to, and begin to stumble away from all of you. The bigger ones, however, does not, Seamus. And he is going to try to kill you, Seamus. I need you to defend yourself.
We're going to go with the sword block, and that is a 20 out of 75.
5 levels?
Hold, please.
20, 75. Yeah, 5 levels. 5 levels of success. Yep. He swings out, and you barely knock it aside. I need you to defend yourself one more time.
All right. That is a 29 out of 85.
You managed to do it again, Seamus. As he lashes out, this time trying to sweep your legs from under you, you step just a pace back and knock the blade forward, lunging him into you. And that's all he can do. However, we've got one more orc that did not see any of this happen because he is in a vicious battle with Bractine Beno. He's going to try to cleave you in twain, Bragadine. Go ahead and defend yourself, sir.
All right. Praise the lady. I raised my shield because I rolled 21 under 57.
Oh, yeah, it's
67.
more than enough. You bring the shield up and the metal skids off of the cold steel that is Bragadine Beno as it pierces to the side. It's now your turn, Bragadine, as you parry away the large orc cleaver.
Bragadine the Brutal will make an attack.
Go ahead and make me an attack, Bragadine the Brutal.
12 under, let me see, 37, 57, 67, 77. So I got 6 levels of success.
Okay, that is going to work. How much damage?
14.
14 damage. This is to his left arm as you... Oh, yeah, it says left arm as you lash out and actually cut across his forearm. It's pretty good damage. He looks hurt as he shies away. There's blood openly weeping from the wound, but he's still standing, Bragadine.
I spit in his face.
You spit at him and he... Not bad, Owen. You make good match.
That's the end of my turn.
Right.
Very.
Ooh.
And that brings us to...
Bragadine classic right there.
Yeah, brings us to Marius
Spit in
Wolf.
his face.
Marius, the smaller orcs are beginning to back away from you. There's still one attacking Seamus, and if you glance back, you can see a smaller orc engaged with Bragadine. What would you like to do? You can reach both of them.
Okay. The other ones are running away.
Yes, they are beginning to flee openly at the destruction of their warlord, I might add.
Can I tell which one needs help more?
Seamus is openly bleeding, although he's doing that weird thing where his wounds are beginning to close. But he's probably not looking too good compared to Bragadine. Bragadine apparently is in is doing okay for himself. He looks like he's landed a few
He has a look
blows.
of confidence on his face.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the look of confidence. All right. Well, I guess I'll head towards Seamus and see if I can. Sorry, Seamus.
Steal his kill?
Here he goes.
Please do.
Here he goes.
Do not-
Stealing my
All right,
kills
all right.
every
All right.
time.
All right, I'll go to Braggedy. We'll metagame this a little. I'll go
Whoa,
to
whoa,
Braggedy.
whoa,
I'll go to Braggedy and I'm going to steal his kill.
Okay, go ahead and as you rush down towards Beno, go ahead and make me an attack.
That's an 11. So
Yeah.
So he's probably going to kill both of them anyways.
Yeah. How would you like to kill this orc as you just sweep out from behind him, unsuspecting? He doesn't even see you coming.
I just want to like run over there and just like do a flying like jab with my pommel of my pick and just like crack
Yeah.
it in the side of his big head.
Yeah, you do like a run and you like jump off the side of this kind of hill that you're on, and you boom, and you both begin to tumble down the hill. I need you to make an athletics test, Marius.
All right.
I also need you to make an athletics test, Bragadine.
That's 18 out of 36.
Okay. And Monsieur Bragadine?
Can I add any of my momentum to it?
You cannot.
Okay. Oh. Holy shit. I rolled. Oh no. I failed. Sorry. Thought of it the other way. I rolled a 34 out of 33.
Oh. Bragadine. Marius does this ridiculous flying maneuver and just cracks this orc's skull open as he, the one that you've been valiantly fighting, I might add. And as he does, he hurdles past you down this hill. Luckily, somehow he somersaults and begins to skid down the side. However, the large orc body begins falling towards you, and you don't have enough time to try to catch your footing and get out of the way as you... It's this gigantic, it probably weighs somewhere between 500 and 600 pounds as it lands on top of you and you begin to roll down the hill, flesh to flesh with this orc corpse. And you're going to take 7 wounds as you are bludgeoned on the way down down the hill. You can thank Marius for his efforts.
Everything.
What about body armor?
Yeah, you can subtract your armor.
Okay.
So yes, that happens.
First
And that brings us to Seamus. Seamus, it is your turn.
All right. I keep doing what we're doing.
Okay.
That is a 23 out of 100.
That hits. How much damage is it? Might be able to push him over the edge, maybe.
I think that's 14.
14, 6, 7. You lash out this time with the sword, and you take him under his left arm, like near the elbow, and it cling through the arm. And as you do, it goes limp, and he and drops one of his weapons. He's still standing as you do regain a wound, but just barely.
All right. Go in for the second attack. And ooh, yeah, that's a 66.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sexy.
Out of 110.
Ooh. Unfortunately, I also got a critical hit, but
Whoa, shit!
they cancel out.
You keep canceling my crits, bro.
They cancel out, but how do you want to do this, Seamus? Because it's more than enough
Yeah.
damage to take him over the edge.
He's got one arm now.
Yeah, well, it's like limp at his side. It's not like cleaved off, but it's limp.
I'll make a slash at his legs and try to like cut through his leg to drop him down onto another leg, and then as he's on his knees, I'll just kind of twirl and hack off his head.
Okay. You lash downwards and cut out his leg from underneath him. And as he falls down, you almost see the error of your ways. Almost, but not quite, as you nimbly cut through the orc's thick, meaty neck. You cut through, and as you do, the blood arterial spray just across your face, and you are temporarily blinded. I need you to make me athletics test.
All right, straight athletics.
Straight athletics, Seamus.
Ooh, that's an 11 out of 46.
Okay, apparently your eyes were shielded by the skull mask you wear, as most of the blood manages to splash across the cold, very, very cold metal now, as it gets even colder. It's almost burning you, it's so cold. And as that happens, you stumble a few feet back and manage to maneuver yourself so that the large corpse does not roll over the top of you as it rolls down the hill. And as this happens, Seamus, I need you to make me a very hard cool test. You are at minus 30 for this.
Oh boy. So that means I need 19. Well, I got one fortune, so I'm gonna burn it.
Okay.
Just because. I rolled a 26 out of 19.
Okay, Seamus. As you cleave through another soul, your sword is dampened. However, time has run out. And your vision goes a dark, dark red, Seamus, as you... And if anybody was looking at you, the fangs in your mouth are growing and extending, getting more hound-like. And I need you to charge the nearest person to you. Fortunately, you can't see anyone, so you're glancing around, freaking out, beginning to look for a nearby body to cleave in two.
There's still some orcs running away, I think.
There are some, you know what? There are some running away, so you would begin chasing a random orc and slaying them. And begin satiating your bloodlust on a fleeing orc.
Marius was saved.
Yes, it was. It's true. So I would say you get to the closest orc and begin hacking into him, and it's gruesome and nowhere near as finesse as it should be. However, that brings us to... We're technically out of combat, but not really. So that brings us to Marius and Bragadine. What are you guys doing in this moment?
If we're on the other side of the hill...
You're on the other side.
I'm
And you
assuming
hear
I'm
this primordial scream as Seamus shifts, though you guys don't know what's happening on the other side.
I'm probably gonna go see what's going on over there, you know?
Okay, yeah. You begin trudging up the hill. Bragadine, you untangle yourself from the corpse that Marius mangled you in. Crawl out from underneath it. You're covered in green, sticky blood. Marius stumbles to the top, and as you glance down, Marius, you see Seamus McCready in a whirling dervish frenzy of hacking apart the fleeing orcs. And he's getting further and further and further away from everyone. And it's at that moment, Marius, that you glance around and you see this gargantuan shape on the wall. And it begins to move.
shit.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Rise of the Forsaken.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, boys,
Good stuff.
you wanted combat, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Mary's stealing all Braggadin's glory, though.
Sorry, bro.
He's used to that. That's what Marius
It's true.
does.
It is what he does best.
It is.
What?
It is.
Save
Steals
you is
everyone's
what you
glory.
mean? Yes, Marius saves a lot of people. You know,
We do. Yeah.
That's what Marius calls it.
it
Saved
is.
you.
It's what the fans call it too. You know.
So, in true fashion, favorite moments of the night, guys. Let's start with Mr.
yeah.
Wolf.
Oh, gee. Let me see. The suspense of this basilisk that's around. You know.
You don't know what it is?
Yeah. And
You don't know? Marius doesn't know.
Marius doesn't know, but you ask, Jumbo Smooth, what his favorite part is, and it's probably that. Probably have a pretty good idea what that large shape on the wall is. I thought when we were running initially, I thought that there were going to be like multiple basilisks like charging at us. I was like, this son of a bitch. Just did a couple of them at us.
Oh.
We gotta run.
How about old Doobie? Favorite moment of the night?
Although it was at Seamus's, damage, Marius killing the dwarf that he worked so hard to save,
Yes.
and then he turns around and kills him.
Yep.
Oh.
I will say,
Oh,
if you would have rolled anything except a 1 on that grenade, you would have been fine.
Had a chance,
You had a chance. Unfortunately, the D4 is the timer to see how quickly it explodes. So, yeah, you rolled a 1, that means it blows up. Because you had good success levels and you didn't fail the roll, it didn't blow up in your hand. It was just outside of reach. So
that's good, I guess.
That's good, because otherwise you might have lost a hand and or several fingers.
Poor Rory Gunderson.
Rory Gunderson dead.
usually it's Jumbo Thick that kills off our people, but this time
true.
it was good old
true.
clean-souled Marius, no
Clean-souled
corruption,
Marius.
Yep.
Hey,
tries to save everybody, and then he kills someone.
It was manslaughter, it wasn't murder,
it was an accident. It doesn't count.
Alright.
a poor crippled dwarf on
I
one
can't
leg,
keep a
and
straight face.
Marius just
Exactly.
killed
It
him.
was men.
Yeah,
And I'm
dwarf
not doing
slaughter.
good time for this. I'm
Indeed.
uh
How about Michel Binot? Favorite moments?
At first, I thought it was going to be. I really liked the idea of this kind of safe room underneath that the Rangers could go to, but no. Jumbo Smooth saying it was manslaughter is the greatest thing that's happened. That was just hilarious to me. It's like it was manslaughter. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Probably the grenade. Honestly, I really expected something a little bit different. Like I don't know, it's slaughtering a bunch of orcs.
It
No,
would have
that'd be
been
cool.
It would have been massive. It would have been really good had it worked. But yeah, there's that. Damn. Well, guys,
Those bastards.
we've got a viewer decision. It's an important one out there. Just so you know, it's a pretty important one. I need to know, what the fans, what the viewers think. How far away is Seamus McCready from the party?
Oh man, be nice.
Raging
folks.
out
Come
out
on,
into the
ouch.
darkness.
He lost control of
That's right on.
his body, and he is I would assume
Never
he's a
coming back.
decent way, but I want to know what the fans think. Well, how far away they think Sheamus went in his blood frenzy. So that's what I want to know, and it's going to set up greatly for the next episode. So yes, favorite moment for me of the night was certainly the destruction of one of my beloved NPCs. It brings a tear to my eye every time it happens. But yes, he's gone. Rory's gone. Cleric's gone. There's so many that are dead. It's impressive. Regardless, though.
Carol? Was it Carol? Claral.
Cleric.
No, the other ranger.
Oh, the other... Oh, Thorol?
Thorol, yeah, Thorol.
Yeah.
He
Thorol.
got turned
Thorol.
stone.
Yeah, he's stone. He's back there. He's a statue somewhere in the back. So, yeah, there is that as well. But regardless, though, favorite moment for me was definitely that. So, but yes, as usual, guys, do make sure to like said video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And do make sure to vote in the viewer decision and leave a comment for us. We do, in fact, read them all. I can tell you. I know I do. And I'm pretty sure the rest of the fellowship does their fair share of reading. We're always excited to get to kind of interact with you guys, and it gives you a chance to interact with the show. So do make sure to do that. And as usual, guys, I've been Jumbo Thick. Thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next episode.